Okay, guys, so this is Kelvin once again, and this is the continuation of USDJPY overview or analysis. So um, I paused a little bit because the recording has stopped. So I was at a point where I was framing what will make me take an entry or what will make me sell for the week. So um, I'm looking at this week price pushing up. And by the way, this is all based on my own technical concepts or as to the way that I analyze the market. Um, and I would have to find out the fundamentals, like what the news is going to be like for this week, and then complement that with this analysis to see if, in case price comes into my area where I'm going to be buying, selling, if I'm going to still sell or not. So there are a lot that have taken place in order to make a final determination as to whether I'm going to engage in this sale or not. But for this week, I'm looking at price some way, somehow dropping, moving up into this area. One, either sweep this internal high here. Okay, we already hitting it. So price hit it once more time, sweep it above into the high here. Once this is done, once this high is taken out, internal high for me is taken out, I would expect price to have completed the act of sweeping liquidity above that high. Because in itself, if you look at um, if you look at this pattern in itself, this pattern looks like a head and a shoulder. We have the right shoulder here, high, low, and then a higher high. And we have price drops into the neck, makes a right shoulder here, and breaks structure. Okay, go up, breaks another structure to this downside. So we can see this structure, bearish structures forming inside this head and a shoulder pattern. So for me now, we needed this high, this right shoulder to be taken out for liquidity. And that's exactly what it feels like we are doing now. Okay, that's exactly what is happening now. So this right shoulder should be taken out. That's what is happening, or we did up to last week. So I would, so let's say we had this support here, diagonal support here that got respected at this end here. Good. That got respected. So we need this right shoulder to go off and we move close to it. We drop down, we hit it now. I expect price to totally sweep it out. Price to drop a little bit, probably sweep it out into making us a new right shoulder. But it's very likely that even the head might be taken out. Okay, the head might be taken out. So two things. If we succeed in taking out this right shoulder into somewhere here, let me measure this on the Fibonacci. If I look at it this way, if we succeed, we are at 78.6%. So if we succeed in taking the seven, I will expect this high go price move into 88 or 100% of this place, and expect price to drop somewhere from here. But it's also likely price will want to sweep the head totally. Okay, sweep the head totally so that it will grab liquidity or deposit more liquidity into this place. And if that happens and price impulsively reverses to close below this head, okay, this head, that is going to be my entry point. Okay, so that is where I've put a red line here. If price succeeds sweeping up and drops to close below the red line, then I would find my sell entry. And as long as price stays below the red line and this cross of the trend line here, in the coming weeks, I will keep holding on to a sell, at least up to here for my TP1 and down up to somewhere here for my TP2. Okay, for this trade. By the way, this is the daily time frame on USD JPY. USD JPY. So everything is looking good. I have set alerts. If price crosses this area, I will be notified. If price crosses the red line, I'll be notified. And around here. So let's see how the week is going to go. Let me see what is happening on the 4 hour right now. On the 4 hour, yes, on the 4 hour, we are looking good. Let me go back to the daily time frame once more time. So on the daily time frame too, we we are looking at price gave us um a high here. We got a high point here, we dropped down and we got a higher high, which is the head. We dropped down to break. We hit the neck line here. We dropped down, made a small right shoulder. Let's see on the red line here. Okay, a small right shoulder. Okay, and price broke structure, came down, broke structure like here. Okay, so we need a new right shoulder to form. So the pullback, this can be said as the right shoulder that we have. So we need price to pull back up, sweep liquidity above the right shoulder, and then quickly drop to be below the right shoulder for us to sell, for me to sell. So this is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking at. Yeah, I think it makes sense to me. To me, it makes sense. Good. So, I'm going to go ahead and monitor this trade by setting alerts. I did that already. Let's see, 1 hour. So it still has a lot of movement or a lot of a lot of space to be able to push up into that region. So right now the trend is a bullish trend. So one thing I can do is to frame a buy entry and then target buying price up into those areas. Okay, on the 4 hour and on the 1 hour. So, but I'm not interested in buying at this time. Yeah, so I will leave it alone. Okay, let me quickly move to another pair. Let's see for this week what we'll be looking at. Let's see Euro USD. Okay, Euro USD. Let's see Euro USD. So let me go to the, let's see Euro USD from, okay, so the market is already open. We see a gap that takes price down already. Okay, so there is a gap that takes price down already. Let me check to see if gold is also open. Okay, gold market is not open yet, so well, let's see. Um, So back to Euro USD. Yeah, so we see the market is already open. Let me go to Euro USD real quick on the monthly time frame, 1 month. Good. This is the monthly time frame on Euro USD real quick. So if we look at the monthly time frame, okay. Cool. So this is the monthly time frame, Euro USD monthly time frame. Good. So from the monthly time frame on Euro USD, I can see from the version of trading view that I have, it looks like we are on a bullish, we are on a bullish market. Okay, so let's say from years back, high, low, high, lower high, higher high, higher high. Price makes a lower high here. It fails to go higher and drops to break. But these are all internal breaks. So we can say that from this, price drops down, even here, go up, break again to the downside. So for me, I think the last important high, the last important low on this uptrend from the monthly time frame is here. The low is here, and the high, last important high is here. Okay. So within this range, we are trading within this range for a couple of years now, within this range. So within this range, we would want to find where price is now. So we can see price, we can see that price traded back down into discount. Anything below 50% is discount. We traded back into discount. Uh, Here, up, break structure down here. We move up, drop down, move up, and we are here right now. So from the monthly time frame perspective, we are still inside of discount zone. So these are good places, or this is a good spot to be buying the market. Okay, because unless the market is going to drop to take out this low, we should be looking for buys. We should be looking for buys to rather target this high to make a new high. But this is going to depend on what the dollar index is doing. As we know, the dollar index flipped down is Euro USD, or the opposite of the dollar index is Euro USD. But these are the two important assets or that influences the forex market. So if you will look at the structures printing here, this is a bearish move. This is a bearish move. Okay. But overall, we are still inside this range. We are still inside of this range. So we still should expect price to go up. So I would use a simple technique, use the trend line to measure from this highs to see, have we broken through any? We broken yet? So I can see, yes. So it looks like we have a clear break hit, drop down. We have a clear hit, move up, retest, break out of the trend line. Um, and I can also see, that we have, if I pick this line here, we have this important support zone here where buyers are very practical or active here in the past. We have price come back to this same area of support and it's moves up. We see rejections around this zone. We see rejections around this zone. Um, but we can see that this bias or support here gets broken. So we see price break the bias and then gives us a selling momentum down here. And quickly price pushes up back into the range. Okay, so buyers are here. Okay, and now price goes up, but it drops back to sweep liquidity. Yeah. So what this means for me is that anything above this bias, this black line, this point here should be buys. Anything above here should be buys. And anything below here means price wants to drop more. So though we drop back into discount 78.6%, inside this monthly range, we can price can also drop more deeply into 100% or even sweep the liquidity below the 100% and move back into the range, the 100% range. Okay. So these are things that I should be expecting. But for now, we have reacted on the 78.6% zone. So that's the important thing we should pay attention now. But also, price is making a low, lower high, low break of structure, lower high, equal lows, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, low, lower, high, lower, equal lows, something like that. Lower, high, break of structure. Yeah, so up to this point, the last important highs is this area. The last important highs that takes out the bias or breaks structure to the downside as prices retracing, correcting back into this reference low here is here. So until we are able to take this high out, we have not resumed the bullish market yet. Okay. So we need to take these highs out in order to resume the bullish market. So with that said, we are bearish. Okay. With that said, we are bearish. So if we are bearish, then I'm going to measure from my fib from this important high here to this low that it made. The move up, where did it get to? So we can see the move is above 50% retracement. The move is above 50% retracement. We are on 78.6% now. The move is above 50% retracement, which is in a premium zone. So we need price to be inside discount zone. Price to be inside the discount zone in order to be buying. Now price is inside premium. Okay, so we might want price to drop into this area, or and then we buy, expecting a break of structure for the bullish market to continue. Or we should expect price to drop down into this place, react up, drop again, and defile this whole thing. Okay, and then continue to dig down into this area, sweep this area, reverse back up, then we can look for buys. So this is going to be dependent on the dollar. If the dollar is strong, then we might see this happen. We might see price keep Euro USD keep dropping. If the dollar becomes stronger in the coming months or even in a year time, we might see that the if the dollar becomes strong, we might see price dropping and doing this. Okay. So let's see. So right now, how do we translate this idea into finding a setup? Okay, so let me frame this. So for now, because we are in discount looking to buy, and we got a reaction from the discount zone inside of this range, though we've not broken the last um highs that broke structure. We've not taken that out yet, but we are seeing a reaction in a discount zone. So I want to look for any opportunity for um, a reversal pattern because price has been selling. So we want to look for a reversal pattern in order to also join the buy. So let's see. We have this low point here. Price pulls up. Let's say price pulls up. Then it gives us a lower low, which is a head. And I'm going to look for the head and the shoulder pattern. Then price pulls up, hit somewhere this area. Then it drops down to make we got initial right shoulders here. Price drops down to hit here, which is a right shoulder, perfect. Then it impulsively moves up to break an internal structure. Okay, breaking these highs is internal structure. We break internal structure. So if we want to join this buy, if we want to buy, we should look for any imbalances that were left or created as a result of this push to break structure. Okay, and I can see we have a weakened order block here, which is a breaker block. We break it, so we can expect price to drop back into this breaker or this area of resistance, and then price can turn this into support for a bullish market. So we can view market from somewhere here or even somewhere here. So first I can see this fair value gap here. Okay, so um price going to is price going to utilize this fair value gap here that has confluence with this block. Okay, this block is price going to utilize here in order to move up, and give a break of structure for for the bullish move. This is what I'm asking myself. Okay, but I can see clearly my head and the shoulder pattern here formed. So let me put a line here, trend line to guide that or represent that. It's here. So I want to go ahead and take that away so I can see that. So I have two trend lines and I have my PSL, which is my precision support resistance here, let me make it a big black line. Um, I can see that sellers were very active um, up here, and price swept all of them up with this bullish indication that leaves a fair value gap on the monthly time frame. So I will look for price to drop into this reference point, price to drop into this reference point. Okay, great. So I think we have an important area here. Yeah, I can still see an imbalance here, a space here. So I would expect price to drop back into that zone for me to look for buys. So with that said, let's move straight away. So we want to see this breaker block, this area. And I can see there is also a fair value gap around there that was not utilized because the price should have sold from this bearish fair value gap, but instead price swept everything out. There is another fair value gap below here, but um, well, I don't know if price is going to rather target coming here. But for now, I would want to utilize the one up here. So we are above this trend line. We are also above the head and the shoulders trend line. We have a right shoulder. We have an imbalance here and a breaker block. The expectation is price might come down into this area for a push up. Now, if I also measure on the fib, this whole move to the upside, I can see that 50% to 61.8% is exactly having confluence with the breaker and the fair value gap and the head and the shoulders diagonal resistance or trend line area. Okay, so I need price to be there and give me a bullish reaction for me to buy. Okay, for me to buy. So these are all the reasons why I might be looking to join a buy if I get a pullback down into this area. But if this does not hold and the buyers here on the black line do not also hold price up, then we are going to see price falling more into this zone here. Okay, because we have not broken structure from the internal bearish pullback move that is happening yet. Okay, so let me go ahead and go to the weekly time frame. This is the weekly time frame and see what is happening on the weekly time frame. So from the weekly time frame, yes, we can see that there is a previous low here, low point here, and it will make sense for price to come and sweep that low out. Then price gets some more power to move up. Okay, so let me refine this zone to come to stay below. Let me refine this to stay below here. Okay, good. I think the market is open on gold. I'm seeing some alerts already. So let me check it out real quick. Oh my God. Gold made it up. Okay, gold made it up. Okay, gold made it up, opened straightforward and went up. So gold opened straightforward and then went up. So let's see if it will respect the. Okay, so this is gold. Let's see if it's going to respect this area or if it's going to pull into this zone. Let's see if gold is going to pull up into this zone. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so let's move on with Euro USD. So we have on the weekly time frame, we are looking quite okay. So yeah, so we need to find a reason or reason why price might drop down into this zone. So what is the reason? We need to find that reason somewhere here. So one reason we can see already we are inside 78%, 0.6% zone of the current range we are trading inside. And we are seeing like a double top and we are seeing rejections here. So that is one reason why I think price might want to drop down. But from daily time frame, um, from the daily time frame, yes, I think I can see a double top, but I always want to see a head and a shoulder pattern formed for any reversal that I'm expecting. So price has been buying. If it's going to sell, I should see a head and a shoulder pattern. So I'm going to go ahead from this daily time frame to make this sketch. Um, so I have uh, from here I can point here. I have a high, I have a low, I have a higher high, and I have price hit my neckline, makes a right shoulder, drops to break structure, then it pulls up, and the pullback, I expect price to sweep liquidity above the right shoulder. So liquidity above the right shoulder, price hit, price hit it, sweeps the liquidity, drops down, but it goes up again and clears the right shoulder and the head. But if you look at the weekly time frame, um, so this head and shoulder pattern is like it looks invalid because of the sweep or the close above the head. But if I look on the weekly time frame, though on the daily time frame, it's looking at it has been invalidated. On the weekly time frame, price did not close body above. It rather rejected and closed below the right shoulder and the head. Okay, you can see this rejected and closed below. This is what makes it this is what makes it sound okay that price is going to drop. Okay, so we close below. So let me go back to the daily time frame. So the weekly time frame is telling the right story. Okay, so now we should be below the right shoulder in order to sell. Okay, we should be below the head and the right shoulder. So I'm going to go ahead and put my precision support resistance line here. Okay, I need to be below here in order to sell. I need to be below here. I need to be below here in order to sell. Okay, I need to be below here in order to sell. I need to be below here in order to sell. So price went up, comes down, retest and stayed below the black line. We see a sell, break of structure. We see a sell, we see a drop, break of structure here. Price drop, retest, another break of structure, another break of structure, retrace, retest, drop down, hit another break of structure. So we've seen multiple break of structures telling us we are in a bearish direction. Okay. Um, so price now hit here again, and there is this important low that the first break of structure of the head and the shoulder formation formed here. We need that to be taken out in order to keep going bearish. But we need to measure on the fib to see, because this is the last important low that has created the liquidity and grab or stop loss hunt. Price is inside 78.6%. This is an important discount area. So we want to see break of structures on the smaller time frame for us to buy on the short term. So we should be able to see if there is a break of structure happening here, then we can find buys on the short term. Okay, so it looks like the price is forming this internal range liquidity here, piling up liquidity here. We are likely to see price move up and retest 23.6% this place from here. And then from here, sweeping all these internal structures, liquidity piling up here, and then we might get the bigger sell from this point. Might get a bigger sell from this point all the way into here, where we expect price to dip into the imbalance created on the monthly time frame. So this is what I'm expecting on Euro USD. Okay, I'm expecting price to sweep all this internal liquidity, so I can use trend line to measure here. The moment we break out of the trend line here, we should see price. We should see price move up into that zone. This zone here, I'll be selling below the black line, and then I'll be targeting this low gone, and then the next area into this place. So, but this is daily time frame. Once more, I want to move to 4 hour to see, is there any indication that price wants to buy? Is there any indication that price wants to buy? So I want to see, look at what is happening here. I want to look at what is happening exactly here to see, is there any break of structure happening here? Because we are reacting into discount now. So is there any break of structure happening? What is the last internal low that gave this current low? I can see there are sellers sitting here. There are sellers active here. Did we get a close above them? Yes, it looks like we get a close above them. There are also internal sellers sitting here. Do we get a close above them? Yes, we've closed above them. So another thing, Do I see a head and a shoulder pattern? That's what I'll have to look for. So let me go to 1 hour. So we have some kind of internal break of structure now. But do I see a head and a shoulder? Let me see. So I have, if I take my measurement from here, I have I have a low and I have a high and I have a lower low. Yeah, price breaks out and goes away. This is not an appropriate measurement. I have a, let's say, a low point here, and I have a high, and I have a head area here. Price breaks out, price breaks out, goes up, drops to make like we have like a smaller right shoulder somewhere here. Okay, so we need price to sweep all these right shoulders and form a proper right shoulder somewhere here. And then we can expect price to go up. So how do I get on that? Yeah, so it looks like we might want to see price dig down to form a right shoulder somewhere here. So let me go back to the daily to see if I can find any form of imbalances when price pushed up. So I can see that there is a head and a shoulder. Sorry, there is a fair value gap, a low here, and yeah, there is another low point. There is this low, and there is here. So on this candle, and the last bearish momentum was inside of this candle. So we don't need price to be below, stay below this candle, this bearish candle for a long time. Okay, we need price to be above this last bearish candle in order to buy. Okay, so let me put my line on exactly on the bearish candle here. So we need price to dig deep into this area, and we need price to I need price to stay above here in order to look for buys. So though trend line is not broken, I can utilize this imbalance if only price taps into it and stays above the last big bearish candle. Okay. If it dips into it and keep dropping down, no, I cannot be looking for buys. I have to allow price to go away. Okay. So with that said, I'll go back to 1 hour and see where my area of interest is falling into now. Okay, so the area of interest is where this black line is and here. So we need price to sweep this internal low, enter into this zone here, and stay above the black line above in order for me to buy. For me to go long, I need this to happen. I need price to stay above this black line. And if it enters and stays above it, I might want to get stop. The stop loss might be somewhere here, but I'll have to check out as soon as this area is taken out. Okay, that is if I'm going to buy. So the price is already dropping, selling, but this might be a counter trend trade. And if I take this kind of trade, I'm expecting here, somewhere here. And then I can now find sell entries for the bigger move. Um, if price hit here and does not respond, I will allow it to sweep this low. If it comes back again and stay above the fair value gap or the imbalance on the daily time frame, then I can now find buy entries and jump on it. Okay, so this is what I'll be expecting on the short term for Euro USD. On the short term for Euro USD. Let me go right into gold before I end the meeting. Before I end the recording, right into gold because I'm going to be looking at gold too this week. Okay, so gold is giving us so this is the gold chart. What are we looking at? Okay, so the first 1 hour candle opened and it's really, 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 really pushing up, really strong. It's strongly pushing up. The first 1 hour candle has opened and it's pushing up really strong, really strong. It is very strongly pushing up. But from last Friday, I was dealing with this. This is a high, a low, a higher high, and then we see a drop, break. We see right shoulder formed, price drops down, but it makes a move up to sweep both the head of the right shoulder and the head of the head and shoulder pattern itself. But it quickly drops down and closed below. So we need price to stay below the right. We need price to stay the right below the right head and the shoulder. Oh my God, what is this? We need price to stay below here, which is also a previous area of resistance. Need price to stay below here. Let me make it a red line. I need price to stay below that. And also the head and the shoulder formation has a trend line. Has that's this trend line, yeah, good. We need price. I need price to stay below both the cross of the trend line and the resistance. Okay, in order to see it fall. If it goes above both, it's going to be bullish. If it goes above both, it's looking bullish now, but it needs to reject and stay below. Okay, in order to see price uh, be bullish, in order for it to be bullish, sorry, to be bearish, we need it to stay below. So if there is any short-term trade I'm going to take or expect on gold, from this time, I will be expecting to sell from here. But if it sweeps that out and it goes above, I will not look for sales. I need price to stay here. Stop loss can be very, 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 very tight because gold can wick and manipulate or hunt a lot. maybe 40, 30 pips allowance to manipulate. And then I can target TP1 here and TP2 somewhere here. Target TP1 here. And TP2 somewhere here for now until it says otherwise. This is what I'll be looking for. Okay, so let me go to the 30 minutes to monitor what is happening. So this is just 1 hour on gold. We'll do a full overview of gold later, but this is just on the 1 hour. So this is the 30 minutes. How many minutes do we have into the, okay, so this 30 minutes candle is going to close in 1 minute time. So let's see. Okay, it's already closed. A new 30 minutes candle is opening. If it moves above and stays above this cross, price is going to be buying. So let me extend the stop loss area a little bit to account for that. But I'm not entering this trade now. I'm just testing or back testing this. But for me to be safe to sell, at least I should expect this first 30 minutes candles low. Price to engulf, drop to engulf this first 30 minutes candle. Okay. For me to be safe to want to enter this trade and then expect TP1 here and expect TP2 down here. So this is what I'm looking on gold on the short term, short term, short term, the short term. This is what I'm looking on gold. I'm looking for on gold on the short term. So let's see if it's going to give, if it's going to give the chance. If it's going to give the chance, it will depend on the current 1 hour candle to close and the next 1 hour candle to open. What that will do. Is the narrative going to change? I don't know. I can't tell, but let's see. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I will discuss my bias on gold later, but for now, I'm looking at price hitting these areas and even dropping a little bit more into this zone. Yeah. Yeah, this my bias on gold for now. So let's see. And this looks like the same scenario on Euro USD where we got price sweep that right shoulder in the head and quickly drop to close below. Let me go to Euro USD and confirm this because I think I remember seeing something of that sort from I think weekly time frame on Euro USD. Uh, yes. So I think yeah, this move price sweeps that head and then the right shoulder and the head drops back to close below them. The next candle went up to retest, and as it stays below the precision support resistance line, we got a drop. So let's see the drop that we have from this high. No, from this place to that high, it came down 78.6%. Okay. So let's go back to gold. So on gold, where is that? That high. Okay, this place gave that move that did that. Good. 78.6%. Wow. So we should get TP1. So I'm right with my TP1. I'm very right with the TP1. If it plays out, it's going to come straight into this place, TP1, 78.6%. Oh my God, this is crazy. So TP1, get ready. Let me make the TP1 line a blue line to signal price. We need price to hit the blue line. Okay. So I'm selling gold now. I'm going to go ahead and sell gold now because my analysis is showing me that I should sell gold, but I will go ahead to hold the gold trade if it engulfs below this first 30-minute candle that pushed up. So two things. It's either I wait for it to rather engulf it and this one to close below it, which means all the 1 hour candle might have rejected. It's either I wait for that or I enter the trade and expose myself to more risk because an unclosed candle is not a done deal. This candle is trying to push that, but it can reject and still be a bullish candle. So it's either I wait for that to happen, close below here, and then I can sell on the next candle that will open to retest. It's either I do that, and then I just target the blue line. So if I'm entering from 4010, 4010, the blue line is what price? 3,009.76. That's pretty good. Risk to reward. And that's a good pips. See about 39.70. 70 is over. Trying to understand, look at it well. How much pips? This is a lot of pips, oh. Well, okay, so let's see if it's going to give that movement. Let's see if it's going to give that movement. I'm going to go ahead and keep monitoring, but for now, yeah, so you can see the previous analysis I have done. Gold is reacting to the trend line. Gold is below. Yeah, I need it to be below 4,000 even to be more safer. Now it's around 4,010. It should be below 4,000 in order to be more safer to sell. Um, yeah. Okay, good. So this is just okay. So this is also just okay. Okay. Okay, so for this my TP1 was here and TP2 is thought to be here also. Okay, let's see how it plays out. So that's it for now. In this recording, I've gone through USDJPY a little bit, um, and then I've also gone through Euro USD, and I'm ending with a very quick trade setup I was framing or having from last Friday, which has gone into today, Sunday at Asian session open for the new week. And so this is on gold, and I'm looking at if is going to play out. So if you have any questions to ask about how I see the market and how I analyze, I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, but I'm only looking for a head and a shoulder pattern, and I'm looking to map my support resistance, which I have refined to call precision support resistance, PSR. So I'm combining the head and the shoulder pattern, support resistance, and I want to see price in premium or discount zone to be able to make this framing of setups very effective. So this is just the strategy I'm using. Yeah. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll talk to you again. Talk to you again. I want to see if the gold trade is going to play out. Yeah, so keep monitoring that.